Hey there, my friend. It is time for our weekly wisdom card draw, which is your time to pause, recharge, and be inspired. This is your time to be who you really are. Remember who you really are so that you can live the epic life that you were born to live. So, what I'm going to do is draw a card from the deck and then share the message that will be most inspiring and of highest service to all of us today. So, the message that will most call you into alignment with who you really are and with, again, that epic life that you came here to live. Before we do that, what I always like to do is start with an invitation for you to arrive in this moment. So, just taking a pause, slowing down and allowing yourself to let go of what you were doing just now and take this time for you so that you can go back to that with more renewed energy and again maybe a greater sense of purpose for than maybe you had before. Maybe you've been doing something by rote or because you're supposed to, and maybe you'll just taking a little pause can help you remember why whatever it is you're doing is important to you. So I invite you to just relax, get comfortable. You're welcome to close your eyes if that feels good. If not, or maybe you're walking or moving in some way, just take note of your surroundings. Bring your attention to your immediate environment and allow yourself to notice what's physically here in the moment with you. You can, of course, also notice your breath, which is here in the moment with you. The only place that your breath ever is in the moment. So whether you're closing your eyes or walking and noticing, whatever it is you're noticing, I invite you to bring some attention to the breath. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out. And again, letting go of anything that came before, letting go of anything that will come after, and allowing yourself to arrive right here, right now. As you continue to just be present, I'm going to bring the cards up to my heart and ask to be guided to the message that will most inspire you today to live into greater alignment with who you really are. What message is most wanting to be heard today? What message will make the biggest difference to you in your journey at this moment? And having put that intention out there, I'm going to shuffle the cards, see what awaits us today. And you can just continue to just breathe, continue to be. Just pause and recalibrate yourself. And our message is journey. All right, here we go. Journey. This is the road through the redwoods in Big Sur, California. This is from when I ran the Big Sur Marathon. All right, journey. With the road stretching out before you, know that your journey starts here, right where you are. I wanted to say starts right here, right now. It starts now, in this moment. We often set our sights on a destination and then try to get there from where we wish we were or where we think we should be. And then we're frustrated when we get sidetracked, lost, or confused. Today, pause. Breathe. Allow yourself to be fully in this moment. You have beautiful experiences behind and beautiful dreams ahead. They are not more beautiful than this moment. Past, present, and future weave into the whole of your journey. There's nowhere to get. You are already there. Simply put one foot in front of the other over and over again, appreciating each wondrous step. See the beauty all around and inside you. The journey itself is the destination. Let that message sink in for a moment. Let this message sink in for the rest of your life. All right. Now, we obviously started with this one because every time we start with a being and a just arriving in the moment. But for this message in particular, it is so important to recognize the beauty that each moment holds. How many times have you found yourself, daydreaming about the future, or maybe even being anxious about the future, planning for the future, and being somehow in the future, or ruminating on the past, maybe kicking yourself for the past, or enjoying a past moment. And there's nothing wrong with, the enjoyment or the reflection or the preparation for the future. But when we find ourselves there to the exclusion of the now, when we have become immersed and kind of dragged in there unconsciously and are not being, presently or with purpose, right, using our reflections to do kind of a conscious plan, whenever we get sidetracked basically out of the now, we are not in a place where we can actually create. So that key piece of, we often try to get where we want to go from somewhere we're not. What I mean by that is, I use this analogy a lot, but it's kind of like if you want to drive from New York City to San Francisco, but your directions start in Chicago. And if you start with those directions in New York, you're going to get lost right away. And you're probably going to get frustrated. And there's probably going to be a lot of swearing involved. Right? And so that we do that in our lives so often. As a runner, as someone who has run marathons on all 7 continents, it would be easy for me to say, well, gosh, I should be able to get out and run a marathon any day of the week, whenever I feel like it. But currently, I'm not in marathon shape. I'm not training for a marathon. I don't have one in the future for myself. Sometimes I kind of wish that I was in a little bit better running shape than I am. But if I were to try and go run 10 miles at, even for me, a 10-minute pace, which 10 miles at a 10-minute pace would be very difficult for me. That's not where I am right now, right? But it's easy. It would be easy for me to fall into the trap of thinking I should be there because I have been in the past, or because, what's wrong with me? Why am I not there right now? That's not helpful for me actually getting there. The key piece is accepting where you actually are. Where I am right now is maybe in the 1.5 to 3 mile range and not going very fast. So if I start anywhere but there, I'm first of all setting myself up for injury, and also setting myself up for heartbreak and frustration and beating myself up, which is not where any of us need to be. And I don't want you to be there. So what I encourage you to do is, if you're trying to get somewhere, remember, first of all, that there is nowhere to get. In past, present, future, it's all part of who you are. It's all part of your journey. There is no end zone in life. There are life's experiences, and there's no one grading you or judging how far you've come. Anybody who is not minding their own business. And if you're judging other people, you're not minding your own business either. So focus on your own life, focus on your own journey, and allow every single step to be a beautiful piece of that journey. Allowing yourself to start where you are, not where you think you should be, where you wish you were, where you used to be when you were better at something. There's no better. You're where you are. And there's a reason you're there, and that's okay. The reason you're there is because from nowhere else would you be able to get to your next beautiful step. Allow all of that to be okay. And more than okay, allow yourself to just embrace the beauty of the entire process. Also, when I was running, I would find, and particularly actually in that Redwood section of the Big Sur Marathon, I found myself noticing, oh my gosh, this is 5 or 7 miles, somewhere along the 5 or 7 mile mark. I can't quite remember where, but I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of miles to go. But what I noticed over and over and over again, every time I did a training run, every time I did a marathon, was no matter how far it feels like you have to go, just putting one foot in front of the other over and over again, I always got to 1 mile to go, and then to the finish line. And so you will make progress. So obviously in a marathon, there kind of is a finish line and there's a place to get, as it were. But in life, it's just the getting is all about the journey and the embracing the process. So if you can let every moment be its own private little finish line that you get to celebrate at every step along the way, life might feel a little different. And maybe it will feel a little bit more fulfilling and fun and full of curiosity like we had last week. So I wish you an amazing journey. I wish you an amazing next step into that journey. Let me show you the picture one more time. Again, there's the road and beautiful scenery around, and you get to choose your road. You get to choose the scenery, and you get to put one foot in front of the other and see what happens. Let's take another deep breath together. Let it out. I wish you an amazing journey, and I will see you next time.